Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out that more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Salute to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-side. A-side official, no negotiation needed, period. We about to talk about MARTEL. Because, I just had some questions, man. It was some things that I just skipped over because I didn't look at the whole video. But I have some questions now. What better time to do it than to have your people send you the link on Saturday morning? This is fight day. You know what I'm saying? It's good. I want them to send you the link and let them know that I'm over here saying some positive things about you. Since you always like bringing up how I was taking out a notepad and taking notes. I take notes on a lot of stuff. I've been doing that my whole life. You know what I'm saying? That's my jurisprudence. You know what I'm saying? I believe what's better than learning than writing stuff down. You know what I'm saying? You learn a lot by writing. Okay? So, those of you that's tuned in, hit the like button. There's about to be some hot grease. You know what I'm saying? Just in time for Christmas. Because I know some people, they love deep frying their turkeys. You got some people that cook turkeys and hams and everything on Christmas. But I will remind people once again and help them identify certain things. Because you get people like this guy who will sit up here, and if you sit there and listen to a hater long enough, they will broadcast their lies, over and over again, to the point where those who sit there and listen to them, they begin to think those lies are truth. And that's not it. I'm here to break some things down to you right now. It's going to be easy. Surfile player, what's good with it? I see you in the building. Salute to you, brother. What's good? So we're going to get to the first. So I want you to listen to something right quick. MARTEL did a video on True Media, Barbershop Conversations, and myself. Usually when I'm in a small, line of names, I might be happy because it kind of gets you the impression that, dang, why would they select me? Most of the time I'm in a select group of small people with something positive. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was selected the officer, right? I'm the only one in my MOS got selected the officer. So I felt good. I was like, okay, cool. I was the only one. I still got the message to this day. Thank you to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But yesterday, not so much, because I couldn't understand. I haven't said anything about this guy. I haven't said anything about nothing. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, he's over there talking about something I said about PBC. So if you're going to bring my name up about something I said at PBC, which didn't have nothing to do with you, then that just goes to show you're straight up legitimate certified hater, because you're bored right now. And one thing I know about this guy is that if he's not getting the numbers that he want to go find a way to bring others into it. Now, I'm going to play you a clip, the audio only, because these guys are typers. know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play you some audio right quick of something that's puzzling to me, right? Let you listen to this audio of this guy, right? And I want you to hear something that stood out, which I didn't quite understand. It wasn't that it was in a different language. It was just the language that he was explaining. It wasn't no truth to it. Sometimes when people hear lies, it still come in a bit grainy and distorted. The frequency's not all there. You know what I'm saying? It takes me a little bit longer to decode what they was actually trying to talk about. Listen to this right quick, y'all.
These guys are not content creators. I'm going to show y'all again. I'm going to show you a play. I'm going to show y'all the play. Stay with me. Show y'all the play. October 20th, PBC, shocking surprise. That's Coach Malachi. October 24th, 2023, 4 days later, PBC investigation order. This is World Combat Sports. October 3rd, 2023, barbershop conversation. Breaking news, PBC going to an app in 2024. Y'all see the behavior pattern? These guys are not content creators. They don't create content. They create chaos.
Okay, so that was Martel. Martel had a problem with me mentioning his actual name that he was given at birth. You know, when I hear, grown men have a problem with being called their name, that means they're trying to hide something. I might be wrong, but usually when you have a lot of them on here too, they don't want to be called by their real name because they're not comfortable with that name. A lot of skeletons in the closet, a lot of dark places they just not trying to revisit. And I'm saying, if you don't want to go to a dark place, leave me alone. Just leave me alone, because I wasn't bothering you. It's December. I'm thinking about other things. So now I have to go up here and show people some layers that they didn't know about you. If they did know about it, they ignored it. You know what I'm saying? They totally ignored it. But one thing about what you just heard, people, let me play this back one more time before I get pumping. Before I get this hot grease pumping through your veins. You know what I'm saying? Before I get this hot grease pumping through your veins.
PC investigation order. This is World Combat Sports. October 3rd, 2023. Barbershop conversation. Breaking news. PBC going to an app in 2024. Y'all see the behavior pattern? These guys are not content creators. They don't create content.
Okay, so he grouped me with two other guys that's content creators, and it's not for me to bring their name up. He already did it. But what I will explain to you is that this guy said, I'm not a content creator. I can't speak for them other guys. You know what I'm saying? I did see Fred when I was back there, doing those days. But hey, I'm about to remind you of something. So let's go down memory lane on when Martel actually came on not too long ago. While we was out here grinding in the trenches, you know what I'm saying? Elbow in front of elbow, low crawling, getting the media. I don't know what he was doing. I didn't care because he wasn't my concern. Whatever he was twiddling his thumbs, trying to find out what he was going to do in life. I've heard this man talk about how a grown man looks, how old they look or whatever. And how dare you talk about how grown men look? That's the type of dudes that you deal with today that really don't have confidence in themselves. They don't want you calling them by their real name because they have stuff to hide. But you're speaking about how grown men look. Then you want to get on here and act like that you're doing something no one else has done. You're supposedly doing business in boxing. But what I did notice when you initially joined the YTC community and call yourself or consider yourself to be holding a position in boxing as a manager, I just sat back and I said, okay. And then we did have the conversation where you told me something, not about the business, but you told me about a specific format for which a promotion used to select a fighter that led to one fighter pretty much accepting that fight with John Bowser. You told me how that particular selection process went. I didn't hear anything about money. I didn't hear anything about nothing. You just explained to me how that worked, how they sort out that particular fighter who just came off a fight at this weight, and how they was lining him up to fight the fighter that he stepped in there with. It wasn't no money. It wasn't anything like that. You just told me something that made sense, and I said, okay. See, that's the type of man I am. You know, if you tell me something that makes sense, I'm going to basically commend you for that because I'm confident. I just was taught something. But a lot of men today, they don't have the courage to sit up here and tell you when you taught them something. They don't have the courage to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to name call. It's Saturday morning. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the GOAT, Big Blunts and Boxing. What's good? What's good? So let's get down to this guy. Let's get down to this guy, okay? He said, I'm not a content creator. Like I said, he grouped me with two other guys. You know what I'm saying? Barbershop Conversation, True Media, right? But I'm going to speak for myself. He said I wasn't a content creator. But I remember when he came on the scene, he was going at Blue Blood Sports. This is not something that you really have to take a lot of time for and itemize and sit up here and build up an index. It's easy. I've been on here for a while. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. I remember when his main focus was Blue Blood Sports. You know why? Because Blue Blood channel was much larger than his. You know what I'm saying? It was much larger than his. So his target was to go after Blue Blood Sports. And he found out if he did that, then his numbers would increase, right? Because I wasn't in that grouping because my numbers was never like that to this day. So it didn't draw the interest. It didn't have the drawing power for his interest to sit up here and talk until I critiqued him on something that he didn't like. But I noticed one thing. When he said I wasn't a content creator, I said to myself, you're definitely speaking about yourself. The reason why he's speaking about himself, people, is because he didn't create no content. Just because you over here trying to convince everybody on the YTC you're a manager and can't produce any documentation to prove it, doesn't mean you're a content creator. Just because you can do a live stream, you're a content creator. Your largest videos out of the selection that you have, the largest numbers that you have is talking about Blue Blood Sports. 9.9K views. He built his channel off the back of going off Blue Blood when he initially came on here to begin doing live streams. His primary target was Blue Blood. He sought this man out. He heard him over there. He didn't like something that was going on. So he wanted to come over here. Because, look, the one thing I can say, Blue never came off as that. Well, I'll take that back. I'll take this. I'm take that back. I take that back. Back then, I didn't quite understand why he was going at Blue. But 9.9K, y'all, right here. This is from his channel. 9.9K, right? He's going to Blue Blood. He's building up his channel notoriety, his traction. He's drawing in listeners that don't know who he is off the back, off the spinal region. Because, truth be told, Blue was over here before I even started on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Blue was out there. I never ran into him when I was in a different set of trenches when he was wherever he was. But he was out there. He was on here before I was. So he basically went up here and targeted a person that he wanted to all of a sudden have these debates with and everything like that. And if you notice, like it's no debate that can be having unless you want to continue to try to convince people about the business. Just because you're trying to convince everybody that, oh, they can sit up here and talk about things, but they haven't did no deals. And we're going to get to that later. But look at that, 9.9K views off the back of Blue Blood Sports. Look at this next one. 13K views off the back, off the shoulders, off the skeletal region, off the foot. The footprints that Blue has left through the boxing. This man highest videos is off the strength of Blue Blood Sports. 13K views, yo. 13K views. You're talking about who's not a content creator? Do you know how lethal I could be? Do you understand how lethal I could be, bro? When you talk about YTC, I wasn't twiddling my thumbs trying to see if I wanted to be a YouTuber. I'm still don't consider myself a YouTuber at all, because I was on Facebook heavy before all this took place. I'm gonna break it down to you, because you'll never ever say what you said about me again yesterday. You said I wasn't a content creator, we're not a journalist or whatever you want to call. We're not. I'm speaking for myself. Now let's keep it going. 13K views, 11K views, y'all, off the spinal region. Everywhere Blue Blood has went and built up his fan base, it don't matter the group he's been with. He built up a fan base where a lot of people know who he is. And guess what? I'm not saying I haven't had no disagreements with the brother, but what I'm saying is I didn't build my channel off targeting him. I didn't come on here that way. I came off here being in the trenches, being in the streets. 11K views off the back of Blue Blood Sports, and he's talking about somebody that's not content creators. 11K views, y'all. Let me show you another one. 7.6K views off the back of who? Blue Blood Sports. I can't make this up, people. I can't make this up. This is screenshots. This is not something that's Photoshop. This is screenshot. This is not Photoshop. This is a real deal. I don't want to come off as being ex parte, but this is going to be some biasness in what I'm breaking down for Martel, because he would think 3, 4, 5 times before he mentioned my name, and I didn't summons him. I didn't summons you. So if you were just bored and you didn't have nothing to do, go play with somebody over there. Go play with some grown kids. Go play with your kids over there. Don't play with me. Your whole inception to your channel was off the back of Blue Blood Sports. Look at those numbers. 9.9K views. Come on now. 13K views. 11K views. 7.6K views. And you didn't send that man a super chat of at least, for using his name and brand and just using his name in general. You didn't send that man about five hundo. You didn't send about 5 hundo, because that's pretty good numbers for somebody that's considered themselves a content creator, because there's no way anybody's going to disagree with me. You built your channel off the back of Blue Blood Sports, y'all. And this is Martel. He built his channel off the back of Blue Blood Sports when he was coming into the scene. He built his channel off the back of Blue Blood Sports when he came on the scene. Once again, I repeat, he said that I wasn't a content creator. I wasn't a journalist. I'm about to explain and basically present some evidence to him, as in this day and time they call them receipts, okay? Because I don't know where he was at long time ago when I was on here, when I was in them streets covering fights on the regional level. I would think if he was so much of a manager, he would have built up his reputation a bit higher, and it was a bit more solid. You know what I'm saying? A bit more concrete, to the point where when he came on the YouTube community, he can explain to people the fighters that he's had or have currently, so they can really understand that, yes, this person is doing what he's doing, not being an amateur referee. I can be an amateur referee if I want. I know amateur referees all over. Who cares? You can put on a shirt and get, take some tests and become an amateur referee. Who cares? What is that, the business of boxing? No, that's amateur. You're a ref. Come on, you know how many amateur referees I know? But we're talking about, you had all the time in the world prior to becoming on the YouTube, using Blue Blood's name to build up your presence, to build up your FICO as a manager, so people can respect you more and know that you work with boxers. So at this point in time in your life, because you're getting up there, buddy, you would have had much more to go off of than just telling people, I'm talking about the business of boxing, I'm talking about this, this, and this. When no one can find out fighters that you have. No big name fighters. When are you planning on getting big name fighters? Just because you are so-called a PBC advocate, a crusader, a recruit? PBC still couldn't get you in the club? He couldn't get you in the club? You had to go through a fighter that, once again, off the back of someone else, man. I didn't get in there off the back of anybody else. This man had to get into the biggest fight in boxing this year off the back of somebody else. That's not putting your own work in. You're not putting your own work in. You're not putting in the work. You're not doing the sweat etiquette, bro. You had to go through somebody else to get into Errol Spence and Crawford. Come on, man. But yet you wanna brag to people that you was sitting on the floor and you wasn't even there credentialed. You couldn't even go anywhere to get interviews. You couldn't go down there. Check this out, people. And I'm gonna do something, in light of what I already knew. You know what I'm saying? People, understand one thing. Those of you that frequent YouTube a lot, understand one thing, that you have individuals that have viewers, and you never heard WCS or World Combat Sports even show some real concern about the channels that have grown their channels above mine. I never even trip off that. I only trip when they start calling my name out, or they want to act a certain way, as if the channel on the YTC validate who they are. Last time I checked, when I go to the doctor, they're not asking me about YouTube. When I get paid every month, they're not asking me about YouTube. They're not asking me about the YouTube. They're not. My DD214 don't say anything about the YTC. Let's continue to go. I have apologized for anyone who thought that this guy was building his channel. No, he built his viewership to get initial gravitation and traction from Blue Blood Sports. That's a fact. His highest videos on his channel is not from him going out to the fights, not from him visiting the gyms, not from him traveling, meeting people, and getting content. No, he decided to go off the person that was popping, and he said, I want to start a freaking internal war, social media war, and talk shit about Blue Blood Sports and all this other stuff. And I'm not defending Blue. I'm just telling you the sequence of events. Now, let's get to some cold. Let's get to something that's gonna break some hearts. It's gonna break his heart to start with. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna break his heart to start with. So, I want to take you to some portions, just some screenshots, because he said I want a content creator. Now, this is what I want you all to understand. Way back when I was out there, solo dolo, covering boxing, what I did hear him say was, outside the fact that I'm not a content creator, I'm not a journalist, right? And I said to myself, if there's anybody who should never say that word again, it's absolutely him. You should stick to being a manager gimmick and continue to tell people every day to try to convince them that you're a manager that can never produce any big name fighters or fighters on the come up that people can relate to. It doesn't matter if you have a $20 Wheaties manager license, Fruity Pebbles, Sugar Smacks, Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about that. We're talking about who is in your freaking stable as a manager. Anyway, I'm about to show y'all something. Because I showed you that this guy built his highest video, his viz in his catalog is that of Blue Blood Sports. Factual. Very, very factual. Okay? Let me show you something. All right? Let me show you something. This is my video of pieces of video. Look, I didn't even know how to do videography at the time like that. I was learning on the job with pictures and everything. But I did all this on my own, edited this shit. I found out how to do this on my own. This is one of my highest viewed videos of content that I created. I went up there to Alabama, thanks to Bomb Squad. I went up to one of the times I went up there to Deontay Wilder's camp, and I put a whole a surplus of footage together up there. This was posted 18 May 2019. Okay, it sits at almost 600K. 600K, and he was getting ready for Dominique Brazil. It's almost at 600K of a video that I put together. I edited the shit on my own. Nothing fancy. 600K, and that was 4 years ago. Now, Martel likes to brag that he barely came on. He just came on here not too long ago, and he's doing great numbers. He got to stop his live stream to address the women and all that. Bro, forget all that. Let me address you. When you say that somebody haven't did something because you're too lazy to take a peek into their catalog, then this is what you get. This is what you get. You get a reality. You know what I'm saying? You get an understanding that you are going to be taught something. This is my video, almost 600K. Look at this. This is another video of Wilder. Now, remember one thing. I'm showing you video. I'm only showing. This is not, the only videos that I got that's in the 1,000. But this is content creation. I had to be there for this. I'm there filming this stuff. 89K. 89K, right? I'm just showing Wilder because I was able to cover him pretty much in his camp. You know what I'm saying? So I'm showing him that because he don't have anybody in his catalog that can even come close to just one fighter, the heavyweight champ of the world, over 5 years as he was reigning undefeated, knocking cats out. I was there in his camp. I didn't see a lot of them other cats. This video is sitting at 40K. 40K. Talking about content creation. 83K. 83K, right? This is just one fighter. Check this out. Terrence Crawford gave me an interview in Newark, New Jersey. Look at that. Haircut low, everything. 4 years ago. This is when I was in the streets. I didn't even really pull a lot of them. And then I still got stuff on the hard drive, right? 119K. 119K views of Crawford's single interview. And I was out here hustling and busting, doing this shit on my own. Did nobody set up the interview? Check this out. This is another video of Martel that did 15K. You want to know who video that is? Mark Nash. He was asking the crowd over there at Spence Crawford who they're going for. It's not his content. He used them because they was all in cahoots to be in good graces with, the donaires. But this is not his content. But guess what? 15K views. And we're talking about strictly content creation. Content creation. That's all I'm talking about. Content creation. So he told his audience, he lied to his audience, who I believe or misled, you know what I'm saying? And, they was busy talking about whatever they was talking about. But you have groups of individuals that just want to be in a dysfunctional type of relationship, and they love being lied to. It happens a lot on social media. And I don't want to bring it into the equation is that they have a lower percentage or a low sense of intelligence to decipher whether somebody is telling them the truth or they lying straight to their face. You know what I'm saying? Why can't they ask the questions I'm asking? Why can't they ask where the fighters are at? Because this dude said, I'm not a content creator, but I just showed you one fighter, several videos of one fighter, and then I showed you your favorite fighter. Now, the reason why I showed them Terrence Crawford's video, because is this right here. He has approximately 47 videos speaking of Terrence Crawford. 40 plus videos of speaking about Terrence Crawford. It may not be the correct right number, but I know it's up there. He built his channel off talking crap about Blue Blood Sports. And then, since he's a PBC advocate, a recruit, you know what I'm saying, just a private. He's a private out here trying to go through the boot camp, right? He chose to target it Crawford because he felt in his heart of hearts that's what he needed to do. He made the decision to support PBC because he thought that's where the network and connection would be. I guess he built a rapport with certain people that was with the PBC. So he said, this is where I'm going to form my alliance. And I get it, but I never formed my alliance initially. I was supporting PBC and Top Rank. See how that's different there, Martel? You and I are not the same. You cannot touch me on content creation. You know what I'm saying? You're just up here talking as if you want it to be true, but you know it will never be true. Let's move on to phase 2. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about some things about not being a journalist, okay? Let's talk about some things, okay? This is hot grease, y'all. If you put in managermarty.com, this is what you get from GoDaddy. You don't get a website that's already actively disseminating content that you're putting out there so the public can access it. This is someone who just purchased a domain, y'all. This is someone who said that other guys was just out here doing whatever. How can you not have a website up yet? But yet you're saying other people are not content creators, nor are they journalists. So let me help y'all understand something. Let me take you to the real about why he cannot touch me. Just because I've slowed down and doing other things, it doesn't mean what I did in the past goes away. When I put in Manager Marty, that's what comes up. If you put in World Combat Sports, this is what you get. You know what I'm saying? This is what you get. Let me go home right quick. Let me go home. This is my home page, y'all. WorldCombatSports.com. Look, pay attention. You know what I'm saying? You got Robeisy Ramirez, Rafael Espinosa up here. All this is managed by me, right? I've had it for quite some time now. This is all my articles, right? And this is just updated material, of me at the fights and talking to these warriors, exclusive Team Tucker, Jahai Tucker, Deontay Wilder, Statue on Villain, just updated information. Shout out to the Lopez brothers, man, Coach Calvin, Kevin Cunningham, you know what I'm saying, Sugar Hill, the legend himself, Roy Jones Jr., and that was at a Florida fight with Hagler Jr., you know what I'm saying, part of the Hagler lineage. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Roach, Michelle Jordan Phelps, Erickson Lubin, Hannah Gabriel. This is just people that's up there. Shout out to Deion Nichols, the equalizer. So, look, this is my site, right? He said I'm not. So let me go back up here, right? And let me go to the articles. Hear me out, people. Hear me out. These are articles that I wrote myself when I was really into writing and stuff like that, right? These are my articles that I wrote on boxing. And let me just stroll down so you can kind of see the articles that I wrote, right? South Carolina. Let's click on that. Craig Parker. Scotty the Context White. That's my right name. June 8th, 2020. Went up there. The pictures I took. Shout out to Craig Parker. The pictures I took of this light heavyweight. Jess Reed, Hall of Fame boxing trainer. I don't know if y'all know who that is. Look him up. Yeah, we was chopping it up there. Once again, on my own now. God's Plan Team Parker. All my pictures. I'm doing videography and photography. It's Coach Anthony Burkett. Shout out to him. Look at this. Him working out. I'm putting all this shit together myself. I don't have no editor or nothing, bro. No editor or nothing. Look at this. MMA, Khabib, Conor McGregor. Did a whole article on this shit, yo. Did a whole article. And you know, to hear people say you're not a journalist, man, you know, you should really take a look at what I have going on, because you can't brush this off. You can't brush this off. You know what I'm saying? Mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts. We're talking about Joanna Jędrzejczyk. You know what I'm saying? One of the legends over there, female legends over there. Look at this. These ain't just 2 or 3 liners, right? These are whole freaking articles, y'all. Look at that shit. These are whole freaking articles written by myself. No plagiarism. None of that shit. This is me. This is me. Ask Martel. Martel, where's this at? Hey, my bad. Let me go back because I was multitasking on the other page. But let me go back to where I was, okay? So this right here, if you look at my website where I was, I'll go back to the rest. I'm going through some articles. You know, Martel, you have to explain to me where this is at. This is over your way, right? You're closer to Newark than me, right? Right? You're closer to me, right? I'm just saying, this is my pictures. Boylan Street Recreation Center over in Newark, New Jersey. This is where you at, right? These are my freaking pics, bro. And you say I'm not a journalist? These are my pics. Have you ever been up in this gym? Have you ever been up in this gym? Let me go back. Let me take you back. You know, since the thumbnail was up there, you know what I'm saying? My apologies. I was up here, you know, texting mom at the same time. Look at this with Craig Parker. Look at this. This is all my pictures that I consolidated, came home, edited, wrote an article on Craig Parker over there in South Carolina to you. You know what I'm saying? Jess Reed, Hall of Fame, look him up. You know what I'm saying? My articles, man. But he said I'm not a journalist. They worry about numbers. This is all the stuff I was doing way back when, bro. Oh my God, Josh Greer Jr., you know what I'm saying, on his way back to the ring. You know what I'm saying? Top rank. These are all my articles, bro. Mixed martial arts. This Tank. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Who is that right there? Me? Having a media scrum with Tank and his daughter down here in the A. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? You don't have anything to talk about. This is back in 2019, bro. These are my picks. This is my picks. This is my footage. Him and Tank, this is me, bro. I'm doing all this on my own. Shout out to Tigger. Look at all this. This is my picks, man, the media scrum. Do you see any familiar faces? Do y'all see any familiar faces in these picks? Do y'all see familiar faces? Please let me know. Please let me know. Please let me know. Look who's in there. Look at the coach in the back. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Look at this. On behalf of the World Combat Sports, this is when I was, temporarily with them. You know what I'm saying? I wrote on the veterans, wrote an article. This is all me. This is all me. You say I'm not a journalist? You might want to rethink what you're saying, because I know for a fact this is not on your freaking site. Look how many Shakur Stevenson, when he was fighting Joet Gonzalez. Look at all this stuff, that I did on him, articles. But you talking about, somebody's not a journalist and everything. Michaela Mayer, Alejandro Zamora. You know what I'm saying? Doing all these articles on my own and editing them myself, rereading them. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence Jr. Read the articles now. See how unbiased I was in this. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Look at that now. Final words. Look at all the articles now. Come on, man. Look, I even did an article on Tyson Fury and Otto Wallin. The same Otto Wallin is about to face Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? I'm basically operating this site on my own. James Kirkland. Ryan Garcia when he was fighting Avery Sparrow. Teofimo Lopez. The Takeover. All the way back in 2019. Look at all this. Look at this. Boxing great Pernell Sweet Pete Whitaker. When he passed, I wrote an article on him. I wrote a whole article on Sweet Pea. And you cats just go around here just acting like it's just all talk. That's what I'll be trying to prove now. I mean, since you want it, I'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Another one on Errol Spence, Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Great pick, right? Deontay. Talking about Jamel Herring. Carissa Shields. Team Crawford. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Mikey Garcia when he moved up. Come on. Look at this shit now. Caleb Plant. Raheem Razor Short Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Just up and coming fighter at the time. Supporting a regional promotion and writing some articles on them. Okay. For them. And this is in freaking Florida. With Roy Jones Jr. and his fighters. Look, the list keep going on and on now. Christy Martin. You feel me? I mean, what are they talking about, man? Anthony Yard. Look at that. That's an old fight, August 13th, Teofimo Lopez and Paige Camper. That's how long I haven't edited this page. But I'm just putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know who Julian Lane is. Let me bang, man. The one that got kicked out of the UFC house. I interviewed him when I was down in Florida at the BKFC 6. You know what I'm saying? They were still in the process of growing. This is at the BKF 6 Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. And you say I'm not a journalist? You say I'm not a journalist, bro? Look at this. I was shooting ringside for this fight card. You know what I'm saying? Who is that? You say I'm not a journalist? That look like Mauricio Suleiman that I got an interview, right? I mean, come on, bro. I mean, don't do it to yourself no more. Let me get up out of here. Don't do it to yourself. Seriously, don't do it to yourself. It's not even like, it's not even no comparison, y'all. These dudes think about numbers, but yet you don't want to look at the body of work because you know the truth is out there. Who did I build up my channel off of? Myself. I went out here and got the content, drove the miles, got in the vehicle, drove. I don't know what you talking about. What you talking about don't make any sense, man. What you talking about don't make sense to me. You look like a person that's unwilling to do research. And not to mention, I got so much stuff on my hard drives. I mean, content that I ain't put out yet from back in the day. I'm just showing you the videos that I went out there and got the content. So if you seen what I presented to you, that's content creation, right? There's no denying that that's my content, right? So so I expect a public apology today, because you say just because I made I spoke on something that you didn't like, you said I'm not a content creator or a journalist. Well, I just showed you evidence that you're lying, and you don't want to give me credit, and you're coming off as a legitimate bona fide hater, all because I critiqued you on something. You know what I'm saying? You're coming off as not being an honest individual. I showed you my work, but you can't show me any of your fighters. You wanna bring YSM Sports in here. What did he have to do with it? He had absolutely nothing to do with anything. If that's who you support, that's who you support. But don't come trying to cause a rift between somebody that you've been over there and you don't even have the content he got. But I just showed you my work. That's my content. That's me being a journalist, videography, photography, and write my own articles and running my own site. Running my own site. And I have content on my site. Running my own site. Once again, when you put in his site, his domain name, that's what you get right there. That's what you get. That's real talk. That's what you get. But truth be told, you know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? If you look at what I got up here, right? And we just say, let's go to the home. Let's go to the home page. Let's go to the home page. You know what I'm saying? That's what you get. You get content. Content created by who? Me. I don't think a lot of people understand that the numbers is something that only certain people care about, because they feel like they have a stronger sense of security to prove to people that they're doing something. Ask these guys to write as many articles as I've written by myself on here. Ask them to go out here and take pictures. Ask them to go out here and do videography. Ask them what they payload look like to even get that done. These dudes don't even know the format on how to go out here on fight week. Notice I've spoken about this and I haven't used one obscenity yet. I'm not upset or whatever, because I'm telling you facts on what I got. They can come here and say whatever they want about my site, but I'm just telling you, when you talk about journalism and getting your name out there and having people view your content, you have to have all the stations in order. Do you have a website? Forget a YTC channel. That's almost automatic. Kudos to you. But when you're talking about the business and you want to hand out a card, you actually think they want to go where your YTC channel is at? They want to see your website. They want to see the organization that represents your brand. They want to go out there and check out your entire business spreadsheet on who you are as a manager. Stop barking all this manager stuff if you can't even get your domain up, brother. You can't even get a domain up. You have to send these people, hey, what can I follow you? Oh, worldcombatsports.com. You know what I'm saying? IG, YouTube, whatever, Facebook, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so they can come out here and check out the work that you've done. You know what I'm saying? The work that you have done. Nobody can tell me to take down my work. It's my freaking work, bro. It's my freaking work. But at the end of the day, when I'm showing you things that I have on my site, I built up my freaking channel off my own blood, sweat, and tears. It don't matter. You want to come over here and talk about it, social media hut, this freaking igloo that you've built. Like, you've done so much. You ain't done nothing compared to what I've done. Views does not validate who you are, brother. You need to understand that definition. They don't validate who you are. I can get into a whole plethora of what does the variables consist of in order to be considered a journalist. And for one, if you can't write a freaking short article on anybody, then you gone. You can't get out the starting blocks anyway, because journalism deals with reporting and deals with writing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that intern and go out here into the journalism world and communications, they have to go on site. Just like when you're doing journalism and boxing, you start off really with the regional cars in your city or in another neighboring city, and you go out here and cover these regional cars. They're not going to be as exciting, but you're building up content. So when you go to the PBCs and the Top Rank and the Matchrooms and Golden Boy, you can give them the content you already have from your regional cars, because that's where they want to see your work. And then they start to get familiar with you and say, okay, we're approving them for credentials. That's how that works. I wouldn't mention World Combat Sports because you make yourself look like you're not fit for duty. Seriously. If anybody can explain this to you without being as brash as I can, I'm doing it right now. You cannot sit up here and strike a match to what I got. You never will. For you to lie to your fans about something that you didn't do enough research on, and you just want to think about live stream views, you are insanely confused, acutely delusional, and unwilling to see the facts for what they are, brother. Type in worldcombatsports.com and tell me what you get. Go out there and read some of the articles that I wrote. Go ahead and check out the videography. You're talking about going to a place with two camera bodies, filming on one of them, taking pictures on the other, filming pictures. Going back 10 to 15,000 frames from the fight. Then I gotta go through videos to see which I want to clip, do all my editing. My editing is not the best editing out there, but it is. I believe that you edit it enough for it to be presentable out here on social media and keep it moving, or else you'll never get your content out there. But I've showed you the ones that I got, and you should take heed to it. Let's see content that you went out there on your own now. You went out there on your own, and you pretty much got this content together by editing videos. 89K, 40K, you're talking about somebody's not being a journalist. 83K, that's content that I did myself. If I must remediate to you, that's my content that I put out there myself, brother. It's nothing else to be explained. What's understood don't need to be explained, bro. I don't care if it's you or those those individuals that's in your chat that's extremely misguided, they have access to what I just showed you. I don't have, you know what I'm saying? I didn't build up my channel off the strength of going at somebody else when I first came over here. I did it all off the content of me getting from the streets and bringing it over here. I wasn't doing live streams like that. But you know one thing, you do know what it is now. You can get on here tomorrow and you can say whatever you want. But whoever is going to send you this link, the facts are the facts, brother. You can't sit up here and change what you seen. You can't change what you seen. You can't change the reality that you said I wasn't a journalist. When my job was communication, when I brief officers of future and current operations in the military, people who were losing their lives, freaking, inventory, deployments, and all this. I've been doing communications for the longest of time. But that doesn't mean I like doing interviews every time I go out. I'd rather be behind the camera. But for you, you need to step your game up a lot. And I don't think it'll never happen for you. You'll never have a video that you went out here and consolidated all those clips, take it back, and sit up on the computer that you own all the time. And first of all, purchase an editing software. Go ahead and dump these clips and take the time and effort to clip them up so it can seem like a story. You're not fit for duty to handle all that. That's a lot of instructions. So when I hear and I read the comments, I laugh. I laugh because these individuals truly don't know how much hard work goes into somebody who's actually going out here, getting in the content and showing up to these fights, paying for their own hotel, paying for their flights, paying for their food, paying for all this stuff. And to show up on a regular basis, get approved for credentials and go in there and cover the fight. You're not doing that. I don't see you at the fights. I didn't have to go kiss nobody else's behind so they can get me a ticket. No, I don't want a ticket. I want to be able to get credentials so I can go up there and cover and get content. See, that's the difference between you and I, brother. You're going there to look at a fight, and I can actually witness the fight while I'm taking pictures of the fight. That's the difference in levels between you and I. And you'll forever remember that shit too. You will forever remember that. Because the questions that I have need answers. Where's your content at? Where's your content, bro? We're not talking about 40 plus videos on Terrence Crawford. 40 plus videos on Terrence Crawford out of look, live streams. You have what, total like 108 live streams or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, 40 plus of those live streams that you have on your channel is somehow, some way demeaning Terrence Crawford as a fighter, but yet you're sitting up here telling people and trying to explain the lack of integrity that someone else have when it comes to you. No, it's not about you. It's you being about yourself. It's okay when you can sit up here and talk about someone that you don't have constant communication and connection to. That's okay because you bring it in content. So it's okay for you to think that, oh, I didn't say that. But yet you sit up here and co-sign individuals that's over here talking very, very reckless. You know what I'm saying? And using defamatory information. I heard you say something in your live about maligning people. Maligning. See, you shouldn't use maligning because maligning rhymes with lying. You know what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. This is another thing. When people are so interested in explaining to their audience what another content creator is doing, but their audience is not smart enough to figure out the very same people that they're talking about and criticizing, means something to that person. So in order for them to once again build up some viewership, because it's downtime, not too much going on, not too much to talk about. No one's really harping about that freaking Amazon Prime deal. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing to talk about. But yet you want to bring up the people for content that has something to say about it. Okay, I picked a topic. You know what I'm saying? You're going up here treasure hunting because it's downtime and there's not much to talk about. I get it. I get it. But understand one thing. What I said when I mentioned that you had taught me something about that format that I was a man enough to say that you taught me something. But what I've taught you today is you should have much more of a stronger character about yourself before you go up here just thinking that, okay, we can say anything and everything about somebody and somebody's not going to be fact checking you, because we know you don't go to fights. Amateur fights don't count. We're talking about as content creator. You're not a content creator. You're an amateur referee and a so-called manager who you cannot validate fighters in your stable. So you want to go around and convince people, anybody who can listen to you, that you are a manager. No, you don't have to continue to tell people. David Ben Waters is not telling people every time he's a manager. They know. Peter Khan is not going around telling people all the time that, hey, I'm a manager. You know how many boxing managers out here and people know them for the fighters that they got? But yet all you do is get online and continue to say, yeah. But you owe me an apology. You know what I'm saying? Because you're sitting up here lying to your listeners who aren't intelligent enough to go do the research. I don't need your validation. I shot you the receipts. That's point blank period. I'm official. I am official based off the work ethic that I put in to get the content. You can't deny that. You can't sit up here and say I'm not a journalist, because I have journalistic receipts. I'm able to write articles on my own accord and edit them and submit them on my website that I run myself. So it's nothing that you can say when it comes. Being on the social media is just a social media, bro. Yeah, you get your super chats and all that, but you described it as being a journalist, a content creator, and I produced you receipts that you cannot match. You're just focusing on what? Let me build up the title that basically activates the algorithm to my channel. So you did it with Blue Blood Sports initially. Then you started building it off Crawford. Why? Because that's what followers do. You jumped on the PBC bandwagon of individuals that was hating on Crawford, and you started doing the same thing. 40-some videos of hating on the guy. 40-some freaking videos of hating on the guy. I'm not saying I never told or said anything about Spence, but most of the time I had a Crawford thumbnail up there that I was talking about Crawford in comparison to what he was going to do to Spence. Not so much to what you was doing, putting a thumbnail up there and accusing Crawford, falsely accusing him of doing this, that, and the other. And then when he goes in there and beats Spence, now all of a sudden it's cheating. You have people on your panel that's falsely accusing him of cheating, loaded gloves, saying Spence was weight drained. You co-signed that. You basically, what you did is compromise your integrity, if you had any, to basically sit up here and allow people to say anything. Just allow them to say anything. And that is what should be questioned right there. That should be questioned. You should question who you are, your character, and do you have any integrity? Because making live stream videos on the YTC, trying to convince everybody you just manager, oh my God, bro, it's not happening. You're not going to grow. You don't have no growth potential to come outside of this. I don't need growth potential. I have a DD214. I have a career already. A lot of you cats a releasing, a full-blown job that pay you retirement benefits for the rest of your life, to become social media YouTubers. And people like yourself get on here and they'll say some shit like, oh, well, so-and-so's not a content creator, they're not a journalist. Well, that shouldn't be the topic anymore. If you disagree with what I said about PBC, well, guess what? You're only proving to me what I thought about you, what I've learned to think about you. You feel some type of way internally that I'm talking about PBC that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing. You're not the PBC brand. I heard you mention on your live stream how these people are not even brokering any deals. You know what I'm saying? You was getting mad that Barbershop Conversation was talking about Al Heyman and they, people out here ain't brokering no deals. Well, you can't be talking about me because I never said that was my line of work. So let's talk about brokering deals. So you want to criticize, you want to castigate Barbershop Conversation for freaking talking bad about and ill about, maligning Al Heyman. And you said he never brokered no deals with Al Heyman. And I say to you, you never brokered any deals either with Al Heyman. Who cares about the $2 to $3 to $4, $5 deals you did with anybody else? You haven't broken any deals with Al Heyman. Make sure you get this screen record. I can tell you what you did do. It wasn't a good look on how Rick Glaser was correcting you, and you wouldn't give the man credit. See, if you're going to use someone else's hard work and knowledge to sit up here and try to prove to the people that you are one-on-one on social media when it comes to boxing, it ain't gonna happen. There's nobody that's a one-on-one. You have people out here that know more about boxing than the other, cool. But I can tell you this, I can tell you for a fact that you don't know more about combat sports than I do. But listen, brother, I'm not in competition with you. I'm just trying to help you get a therapeutic understanding. But I can run circles around you, because when we talk about boxing, you always want to come back to some business. We're talking about boxing history. Boxing history, first and foremost, boxing history. Then, not to mention that you are telling people that you're absolutely as if you're attached to PBC. You're not attached to PBC. Stop using the clout and using their name and acting like you're part of the team. If you were, you would be like Boxing Guru, aka the Wilder hater. See, they he has a relationship with Sam Watson. Every time you see a PBC card, you see the Boxing Guru there. I've met him several times. That's being connected. Him and Sam have a different relationship than most. He don't have to worry about being told. You know what I'm saying? He can come and go as he please. He told me the whole story on how that situation, how they established relationship. I wouldn't dare put it out here to anybody, because I wouldn't want you to go up there and thinking it's going to work for you. But you're not a part of PBC. You are just like everybody else who support PBC, but you're not a part of PBC. You're trying your best to get in good with PBC. And the route that you're taking is one that is considered, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You're going above and beyond to try to be in the good graces of people that's already over there. Hopefully you'll be able to go over there. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to tell you something I do know. In order for you to get some fighters with a name and you want them to fight on PBC, you're going to have to get out more often. That's just a little helpful, nest and egg that I can give. You have to get out more often, because you just stand on this YouTube shit, bro, it's not going to get you out the ghetto. You in the ghetto talking about, oh man, I have big dreams, high hopes, and that's the direction I want to go. If I just get somebody to help me out, please, just help me. Bro, it's not going to happen for you. It's not going to happen, bro. This is a different league. I'm just being honest with you, man. You can get on here and tell your people every time. Listen to me, Martel. if you're a so-called manager, right? Why do you constantly have to tell your audience you're a manager? If your listeners support you, why do you think you have to continue to tell them who you aren't? Just because you got a license, so be it. It's people on this social media talking about they're an attorney. They're an attorney, but they can't provide you no cases that makes any type of relevance to public media. If you're a manager, you're a manager. So freaking what? What is your stable? What is something that we can brag about? Oh, so and so. If you are a manager, why do you continue to let your audience know the same thing over and over again? If they already know and you done told them 100 times already, why do you continue to have to refresh their memory if they already know that you're a manager? Shouldn't you be creating content as a manager and basically doing me this one? Just do me this one. Do me this one. Start creating content with the fighters that you manage. It shouldn't be anything private. If you're really managing fighters, get somebody that's over there that can film it and do an interview with your fighter and explain how y'all met and how everything worked with y'all connecting and the fights that they got coming. So you can introduce that fighter to the content creators that you have a relationship with, so you can start building that fighter up. That's how you build a fighter up, right? That's how you want them to get more exposure, right there, Martel? So when you want to take that route, my bad. It's difficult for you to take that route if you don't have the actual body to present to us. You know what I'm saying? You got to actually have the body to present to the outside world that, hey, this is my fighter. If you're a manager, once again, wouldn't you want to put your fighter up here for more exposure? Because you're connected, right? You would want it to tell all your good friends out here on social media, say, this is my fighter. Can he come on your channel and do an interview? I'm trying to get him more exposure. Isn't that what a manager is supposed to be? I'm not talking about the promotion. I'm talking about when they don't have a fight. Wouldn't you want your fighter, or you want to keep them a secret so nobody knows who they are? You see what I'm getting at, brother? Because it's pretty exhausting for those earlobes, those cochleas, right? They continue to receive sound. And the same sound is them being lied to and convinced that you're a manager. And you know the business of boxing. But yet, your business of boxing that you're trying to insinuate that's on a higher level than what we are on the YTC hasn't really elevated you out this space yet. We're still in the same space, brother. You're claiming to be a boxing manager, and you're still in the same place with people that's not boxing managers. It's other content creators that's around here that's showing up at the fights and doing media. Do you even know how to conduct a media scrum? Do you know how to conduct a media scrum? Do you know how to be honest? Do you know how to conduct a media scrum? It's not as easy as you think. Do you know how to navigate yourself during media week and know the whole progress on what's going to happen after the fighters go to the presser and where they're going to go over, you know, what location they're going to be at, so you can start asking them questions in a media scrum? Do you know how that format works? If you don't know how it works, then you really should pay attention to yourself. I really didn't want to basically address you this way close to Christmas. I didn't want to really take your spirit away and have you up here all grumpy during the holidays. But really, I'm going to be serious. This is a name you need to leave away. You can disagree with what I said all you want, but you keep on telling people that we went to eat, but you refuse to tell them that I paid for the whole bill, everybody that was at the table. See, that's what I had a problem with. When I asked you straight to your face, are you a Crawford hater? You told me no. And really you are. You know what I'm saying? Really you are. Nothing I told you was a lie. I told you that I took notes down, and what you told me about that particular format of the fighter, I told you that. But when you went on live and you was busy bragging and acting like I was a fan, I said, there go the real one right there. There you go. And then you kept telling people we was eating, so you showed them the picture, but you didn't tell them the good thing that I did. I treated you with hospitality, you and your boy, Pragmatic. I treated y'all with hospitality and paid for your meals and left early. Because I went and picked up my son. But you didn't tell them that because you don't care. You're not a good person. You're not a good person, bro. You didn't tell the fans that I paid for everybody at the table. I guess that wasn't important. You didn't want to big me up. But I'm like, why didn't you tell people I paid for everybody at the table when it didn't have nothing to do with content creation? If you don't respect me as a content creator, at least you could have told, oh, you respect me as a person. Because I was there before you all got there. When you walked into the restaurant, I was already there, right? That's where I'm at with it, brother. You come up here telling everybody, trying to dog me and shit because, I sat up there and asked you, were you a Crawford Haven? You lied to me. You are a legitimate Crawford Haven, which is okay. That's you. But I'm letting you know when you get up here and just think, okay, WCS is an easy target. Don't mention my name, son. Respect your elders, bro. I haven't used not one type of aspersion. I really haven't went in, like hot greases usually is, but keep my name out your mouth. Keep my name out your mouth because you're making yourself seem like you're not competent to hold down a position. One thing about these videos is everybody that can access them. The very astute, the ones that will sit up here and do process of elimination, they do troubleshooting. They will sit up there and ask themselves, what? If you are a boxing manager, why do you have to continue to tell your audience that you are a boxing manager? You're not making any sense. Let me get back to the what I forgot to conclude on your integrity. You pretty much finally got the opportunity to have Rick Glazer on there, and you was up there really disrespecting the man. He's much older than you, but you was disrespecting him, right? This is where I'm spot on with who you are as a person, because you wanted to get Rick Glazer on there to prove that you knew more than him, and he'd been in the boxing business longer than you, but you didn't respect him, probably because you had bias, discriminatory, freaking, you disliked him for those reasons or whatever, allegedly. You got him on there and you tried to make him seem like he was nobody. And you want to make fun of him. You know what I'm saying? You was making faces. It's all on tape. Like you said, roll the tape, right? It's all on film. If you spin the reel, you see it. That's you on there. A grown man sitting up here trying to make someone like Rick Glazer, another older than you, longer than you in the business. He was correcting you on a lot of things, and the only thing you can say, and guess what? And guess what? And guess what? See, you kept on remediating, guess what? That's you don't have a reply to correct, because there's nothing to correct. It was facts. And he was continuing to send those arrows down range, and you didn't have a response. You didn't have any type of retaliatory freaking information to provide to Rick. You didn't, bro. That's why and guess what? And guess what? And he sat up there and told you, it's not the fighters. It's the opportunities that Terrence was turning down. Name me 2 fighters. You wasn't paying attention. And I'm not going to sit up here and criticize you on what could be the problem as to why, I want to question your attention deficit. But the man was sitting up there speaking to you, and you weren't paying attention. But yet, when you take him to a tipping point, and he says what he says, now all of a sudden, the person that's up here trying to convince a person that he's a manager, now he wants to think he's going to drive up to Rick Glazer's freaking quarters and handle business. That could have been the worst thing you ever did. If you chose to do it, I wish you would have had it on live so I can see it. Now we get to the stupidity of my people. You want to take something off social media where you was getting cooked, fried, filleted, flambeaued, right? And now, because somebody said, are you this? You get offended, your feelings get hurt, and now all of a sudden, you want to call them up with people. Why are you going to call them up when you're still alive? You just had them on your panel. You weren't paying attention, man. You weren't paying attention. But yet you want to do a live stream and talk about barbershop, True Media, and WCS because you bored? I'm not the type of name that you want to select while you bored. I know too much about you that I didn't speak on. And look, don't say I hate you. I don't hate people. Don't say it's personal. But you're forgetting a lot of things. You're forgetting a lot of things, my brother. You shouldn't be so healthy to just sit up here and say I'm bored and I want to bring up the. Stop mentioning my name, brother. Pay attention to the life that you got. You forget? You forget? Did you forget, bro? I don't like intervening in other people, but you want to sit up here and continue to talk and say what people ain't and what they are, bro. Pay attention to your personal life. Take care of that. Get your freaking roster of fighters as a boxing manager. Pay attention to that. Because last time I checked, you ain't did no good deed for me, except you try to sit up here and tell somebody about something off BoxRec and you say free of charge. And this is where another percentage of ignorance was leaking out your freaking head. You try to tell me that you should have charged me. You want to insinuate that to the listening audience. You should have charged me for pretty much telling me how somebody selected an opponent based off the fight date that they had previously to being chosen to select this fighter. But yet, once again, we broke bread and I paid for everybody at the table, but you want to talk about free of charge? You never told me thank you. You never told me thank you. You came down in my city and I treated you with hospitality. You called me up and I met you. I ain't give you no bullshit as excuse. I said, okay, I'll be there, man. Meet me at this place right here. Boom. We all got a meal. We up there chopping it up and this, that, and the other. What more do you want, man? It's not enough. You feel butthurt that I sit up here and correct you on something? Don't lie to grown ass men, bro. You know, stop trying to sit up here and act like you're more than what you are. If you're a manager and you want to drive off your license, drive it. But when all four of your wheels are donuts, people ain't believing it, bro. If you're driving on 4 donuts, people out here looking at you like you crazy. Like, dude, why are you pulling up to your channel all the time trying to convince people you're a manager? If you are, produce the product. Put your fighters that you are managing, allow them to be introduced to the channels that you are supporting and get them more exposure. Let us see. If you can't produce the product, stop advertising it, man. Stop advertising it. We tired of it. Every time you get on here, you want to talk about a manager this, manager that, and you want to have it in your title, but the manager ain't making you enough money to bring up a domain. You can't even run a freaking website, bro. You can't even get a domain up and running, and you want to convince people each and every day that thank you for your support. It is truly, truly appreciated. I thank you so very much. I'm about to get on both of my knees and pray to the Holy Spirit himself. Thank you all for listening to my rhetoric. I mean, one of those people that's in your chat that call themselves boxing fans, they're not going to ask the questions that I'm putting out here. You have it in your title. So therefore, if you have it in your title, what's supposed to happen? Prove. Introduce them to other channels that you support so they can get an interview. You can't have nobody in your, look, you can't have nobody in your freaking stable if you're not willing to introduce them to channels to get more exposure. Managers I know, they try to work out certain avenues to get their fighters more exposure. They just don't go up here and continue to tell they listeners, hey, I'm this, I'm that. Let me tell you the business of boxing. Who cares? That's just like somebody explaining to you how to be a millionaire. And they've been listening to all these seminars over and over and over again. And they are still living in a 1-bedroom, bro. And every time you see them, they want to tell you about, hey, man, you got a little time? Let's go get some Mickey D's. I want to tell you about how to be a millionaire. Why, man? You've been talking about this like 5 or 6 years. I'm just gathering my knowledge. Have you ventured out and tried to be a millionaire? I'm trying, man, but I gotta work. I gotta do this. I gotta take care of my kid. You know, the baby mama tripping and all that. Man, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here with that, bro. Get out of here. Don't nobody want to hear that. What you talking about, man? Shout out to Mr. International Toby Bartlett on deck, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. I just had to, get the hot grease out. You know what I'm saying? The MOG, what's your highest viewed video? People want to know. I got to see if you're really a content creator. The one in Wilder, man, close to 600,000. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the MACKMOBB, the Mac Mob on deck. What it do, man? Salute to you, brother. He struck when the iron was hot. Blue was riding with BLK Prime and Terrence Crawford, so he took his shot. Absolutely. Talk to him, Mac. The Mac MOBB, talk to him, man. How much process did it take for him to figure this shit out? He even processed it with the opportunity being that he was with BLK Prime. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even go into all that detail. I wanted to keep it strictly about who his highest vids are on his channel. Not to mention that makes sense. Because he was, telling everybody, oh, we're getting this fighter. I'm a silent partner. This. He wanted to be a part of that. That's not building up your channel off the back of your own, content. You know what I'm saying? That's not it, bro. Shout out to Dan on deck. I see you. Martel do look like a referee that goes around claiming he's a manager. How the managers I know don't have time to be an amateur referee. And like I said before, if I continue to tell everybody what it takes to be a millionaire, but yet I'm still driving in a 78 Corolla and the motherfucker smoking to my, oh man, don't worry about that, man. I don't drive my good shit around. This is my daily driver, dog. Come on, man. This is my daily driver. Stop playing. Man, my shit at home, man, shit. Well, let's go over that right quick, man. I stay too far away. I stay up in the suburbs, man. So you drive this piece of junk all the way over here. How far you stay from here? Man, I don't know, man. Be traffic and everything. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. So where you stay at? Man, I stay up the way in the suburbs, like I said. Man, get out of here. Don't nobody want to hear all that story, man. Come on, bro. Everybody know that you're a manager, man. Produce the product and then we'll shut up, okay? Produce the product and I'll shut up. Until you produce the product, keep my name out your freaking mouth. Because you said I wasn't a journalist or a content creator. I showed you the receipts to say you're lying. And like I said before, I don't expect you to be any type of man that I would think, okay, yeah, I misspoke. He do have some shit out there that I didn't pay attention to. He do have a lot of articles that he wrote on his own that's not plagiarized. He do have videography, photography. Come up here talking that crazy shit, bro. Come on, bro. Man, come on. Stop lying to your people, man. I'm too high for these late night jokes. Fruity Pebble boxing license. For real, man. No doubt. Shout out, Jessica. How you doing, Queen? Salute to you. But damn, that looks like content creation. 600K. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. That's content I went up there. You know what I'm saying? It's content I got a while and I haven't even really posted it like that. Because I already got so many videos out there of, Yes, I heard he had 80 plus videos on Crawford. Man, hey, I didn't count all of them, MD. Shout out to MD on deck, man. Salute to you, brother. I didn't count all of them. I just went up here and I said, man, that's freaking enough. That's enough. You know what I'm saying? That's enough. Look, I only did the live streams. I didn't go to the other videos that he created, you know what I'm saying, and put out here. I ain't got time for that, man. I just know majority of his freaking live streams are Crawford. And then not to mention the if you calculate the videos he created himself, he put together, man, come on. They say the same thing. But yeah, you're trying to tell people that, these guys ain't broken no deals. Stop the cap, man. Stop the cap. You ain't broken no deals with Al Heyman. If you was brokering deals, you would be up there at a PBC event in a suit and tie like Sam Watson. You're not brokering any deals with Al Heyman. You're not brokering any deals with the managers that have fighters that's fighting on the PBC. You're not one of them. It don't matter how long you hang out and think Donaire is gonna lead the way. Do it on your own, bro. Do it on your own. Stop riding off the work of the other people, man. You know, do the shit on your own. Shout out to Mr. International Toby Bartlett, man. Salute WCS in the hottest chat on the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. You know it, man. What's good? I'm just saying, Mac Mom, what is he talking about? This dude get bored and want to do a video yesterday talking about we ain't content creators. Like that's the only thing we do. Bro, I slowed down because I got older and I've been there, done that. I did it on a regional level, driving to South North Carolina, freaking Virginia, Florida, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Been all over these streets, man. These dudes just up here creating videos and coming up with topics to talk about, and which is cool for their channel because you do get paid if you freaking monetize. But I'm talking about more in a perspective that you said I wasn't a journalist or a content creator. Come on, man. You can't group me with everybody. I mean, look, my channel never be, you know, all that. I really don't care. I got the hottest chat in the MFing game. I care about the cats I speak to on a regular basis. I'd rather have quantity, discard it, you can have it, and deal with the quality that I have over here. I'd rather have the quantity over there with y'all and then have the quality over here with me, and we can chop it up and I can know who the heck I'm talking to. Any day of the freaking year. He's trying to find a janky web design to get his site up running. I mean, how can you say somebody not a journalist? You don't have a website up, bro. I mean, bro, I don't get me. Don't get me to start putting shit together. I'm trying to stay away from that. Don't get bored and say, okay, I want to mention World Comeback. Bro, stop. Don't sit up here and select me because you're bored to talk about some stuff that didn't involve you. Now you acting like something else is gonna be disrespectful. Now you acting a little bit like something else that really, because if I'm talking about PBC, you're speaking about something that you have no right to speak on. You're not even employed by them. Now it's seeming like you being a groupie cheerleader type dude that's on YouTube and trying to prove a point. You want to get some traction. You want to continue to make videos and get a reaction. No, the people that you wanted to get a reaction from was True Media and Barbershop Conversation. The only reason you threw me in there because you still butthurt because I said what I said. You're a Crawford hater. And it still didn't change the game. You was there front and center for the massacre. I loved it. Thank you. I loved it. When I found out all y'all was there, I loved it. I couldn't stop smiling when I was eating on my shrimp and goddamn that snapper, catfish. Crawford's Snack Crusade content fell off. He need to get off the internet and get on Indeed, just some well-rounded advice. Crusade fell off. Bro, hey, shout out to Juice on deck, man. Shout out to Juice Lee on deck. I agree, man. Like, if you tell people since the time you came on here, and you keep on telling people, oh, I'm a man, shouldn't they already know that? They already know the shit, bro. Shout out to the pugilist. What's good? What's good? Word around Philly. Marty mentioned the cheesecake steak cart outside the Eagle Stadium, but you ain't hear that from me. Damn, bro. cheesesteak. I might have to go ahead and support and give back to the community over there. You know what I'm saying? For real. Kudos. If that's what he's doing, kudos. But I'm just sticking to, you know, your main directive on here is to tell the people every time that you're a manager. That is the biggest facade. It has no credence to it. Receipts is what I'm requesting, and it's not being delivered. It's not being like, bro, who does that? Who continue to tell people all the time that they know the business of boxing, but yet you still on YouTube? We're not seeing somebody take a picture of you at a fight with a fighter that you're managing. We're not seeing you shaking hands with the big wigs, as we call them, the top of the chain of command. We're not seeing you rubbing elbows with the shakers and movers, the ones that's in those positions over at PBC. You're almost like you just a PBC cheerleader, bro. Like, come on, man. You just over here talking bad about Al. So freaking what? You're like advocating. You're like mad at grown men on their opinions. And you think the more and more you tell people that you're a manager on YTC, it's gonna build up people giving you super chats and build up your viewership. Keep the ones that you have a problem with, okay? If somebody's calling you out your name and they won't come on your channel, on what's the next step for you? If you want to bring up my name for fun, and I'm talking about Al Heyman and PBC, and I say, you know, I guess you down with OPP, and you want to feel some type of way about it, who are you? Who is you, nigga? Like, you're not even thinking about anything about your age. Like, that makes no sense. You gonna punish somebody? You gonna put somebody on timeout? You going around here stroking Al Heyman now? Like, all you doing is going around here complaining about people who got a problem with the PBC. You up here bragging on how many freaking networks that I went through, but yet Rick Glaser put out a tweet about it. Rick Glaser put out a tweet about that shit. But you up here bragging on how they done had so many networks. Some ain't right. Some ain't clicking, bro. Some ain't clicking. If Rick say they done blew through this many networks in this amount of time, but yet you're trying to put other tweets up there that Rick said, what about the stuff that you said that's not adding up? Maybe you should leave other people alone and talk about yourself. Get your stuff in order. If I'm talking about PBC, I'm talking about PBC. How can you talk about what another grown man is talking about? Like, it has nothing to do with Martel. But you insert yourself into a conversation that has to do with boxing, as if you're working for the organization. You're not working for the PBC, bro. You have not met Al Heyman once in your life. He ain't never directed you to do some paperwork, administrative duties, any type of logistics. He's never given you the opportunity to do that and said you're going to get paid for it. Get up out of here with that, bro. Isn't Fred one of the few people who have actually met Al Heyman? If so, I guess he's got more rights than most to talk. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And you know, Fred is the one that can talk on it based off experience and based off his position. I can't talk on it. I mean, Al Heyman is no interest of mine. I'm just talking about the PBC and the network. That's it. That's all I was saying. And you know, he want to bring it up like I was talking about him. I was talking about PBC and the network. Somebody need to get McGruff the crime dog and do investigation on what the network gonna be. That's me. You know, having a lighthearted freaking live stream. It had nothing to do with him, but he screenshots my thumbnail that I did and brings me into his conversation. That is a person that's bored. You know what I'm saying? They're bored and they need some viewership. That's all. That's why we're undisputed hottest chat in the YTC, because we're the best of the best. The A team of the chats, #1, undefeated. Man, talk to him, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't need anybody else to co-sign that. We know it's true. You know what I'm saying? People actually know boxing. They want to go off. Oh man, I gotta get some quantity. I gotta get. He ain't got this. He ain't got. What you can't deny is what I do have when I was out there grinding. I don't have to grind hard. That is not my priority. I'm not basically leaving my full-time job. I'm already retired, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not leaving my full-time job trying to be a full-time YouTuber. I have other stuff I be doing. I be paying attention to freaking BJJ and MMA. I tell people this all the time, but if you look at my articles, that shows I ain't lying. I did articles on MMA and boxing. And those articles are not just 4-line paragraphs either. I mean, I don't have nothing else to say. I know, you know, he won't come out and apologize, but don't sit up here and lie on me, man. Don't lie on me, bro. Because I wasn't even saying anything about you, nor the subject that you commented on had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with you. You just want to insert yourself in a situation and be messy, bro. Almost like some diva, some prima donna stuff. You're being messy with no common cause. What's your cause for this, man? What is your cause? Are you trying to think you're going to go around here and be the savior of everybody that has some type of criticism about PBC and the network? Do you know the whole entire deal? You up here telling people, oh, they got a new network and this, and this. It seemed like the same old news they were saying about Showtime, right? You busy up here worrying about what Rick Glaser's saying, but yet you didn't have an answer when he was on your panel. You wasn't even paying attention, brother. Now you want to get mad at people talking about Amazon? Who gives a crap about Amazon being with PBC? All we want to see is the fights. You're acting like you're getting a portion of the money. You're not getting zero, bro. You're right here with us, man. You're on YouTube like everybody else, and you're not getting any special pay. You know what I'm saying? They're not giving you any special pay, and you don't have any position that we don't know about that they're paying you to be an advisor, a manager, any of that. So stop fronting, man. Stop capping, bro. Sleep well at night, man. Sleep well at night. Don't go to sleep trying to think, how can I become more relevant? Well, you proved that you can do it off the back of Blue Blood. You did it because your highest videos, let me remind the people, his highest videos, I mean, that's not it. I don't want to show you my work. Your highest videos, all Blue Blood Sports, 9.9K, 13K, 11K, and 7.6K. And he's talking about they're not content creators, but yet you use Blue Blood name to build up your channel and go at him and want to make it seem like you know more about boxing than he does. And all you do is talk about business, and then you'll go back to your channel and say, oh, I had to talk to somebody about this. You know, they didn't know. On World Combat Sports, he was taking notes with a pen and paper. Well, look, I'm not here to gauge the barometer of intelligence between you and I. It's pointless at this time. There's not too much more that you're going to be taught to take you to a whole nother level, bro, of IQ. All I'm trying to tell you is stop overlooking what you know to be true. And if you feel that it might be something else out there, go looking for it. Go do your own research. Don't sit up here and say so-and-so ain't doing this and that, and they're a small channel, they ain't doing. And I heard you say that your channel is bigger than that, right? I heard you say plenty of times that your channel is bigger than mine. And that's not even funny anymore. Because you're busy talking about channels when you don't have the work to compensate, to prove to people that you're better than me at this game. You're not better than me at this game. I have too many areas that I can work with, and I'll run circles around you trying to prove to people you're a manager. You keep on trying to prove to people you're a manager, and I'll prove to people that I can go up here on a fight week and get shit done by my dolo while you running around trying to find friends and see, can I get into here? Can I get into there? Are you going to invite me here? Are you going to invite me? That's not me. I just need to be loved on fight week. I don't know what to do. Do you know how to just record some video with your phone and do a media scrum that way? I'm just asking. I would donate I would ask you, do you need help? But then I have to charge you, because that's what you said. You gave me the information free of charge. So now, since we on that type of time, you know, first I would need my reimbursement for the meal I paid for, and then I will have to give you a freaking price, you know, on me showing you around fight week without you need a group of people to chaperone you or micromanage you on you go here, you go over there, you go at this time right here, you go over this. After weigh in, go over here. That's too much. I don't need a shadow. But y'all hold it down. Appreciate everyone who pulled up, man. That's all the time I'm going to spend on him. But hey, at the end of the day, you know, help this man become official, because that domain's sitting up there with no content to it. And, you know, when you pull up my domain, there's no high. I got content on me. I got content on my shit. Look, you can say YouTube all day long. Look at what I got on my site, though. And look, you hardly never hear me say worldcombatsports.com. Go check it out. People know this out there. Martel know it's out there too. My junk ain't parked. It's on the highway. Good morning, everybody, man. Enjoy your Saturday. It's fight night. We should do it again later, man. Peace. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Across the spectrum and around the globe, we bring you World Combat Sports.
World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, yeah.